Hello everyone, welcome back. It's late October 2023 in Western New York, and I thought I would take a little stroll through our orchard and show you the pawpaw trees. They're in full autumn color here. They get a really beautiful yellow color, yellow and gold, these pawpaws, and as you can see there's plenty of fruit buds there for next year. This is the sunflower pawpaw. We bought this in 2017, our first summer here, from Stark Brothers. It was a little tiny, like literally looked like a stick in a little 4-inch pot, and it has certainly grown since then. Last year I think we had like 75 fruit from it. They didn't all get ripe though, and that's the thing. This year we didn't get any because of the late freeze that we had, but hoping next year should be a good one. Here's the Pawpaw Patch. This used to be little baby pawpaws. Now look at them. They're getting big. The one on the right is NC1 and the one on the left is Shenandoah. Now, Shenandoah has given us some of the best pawpaws I've ever had in my life, the tree on the left here. That tree has fruited 2 or 3 times, and they've just been amazing, especially last year. This is Allegheny. This is Overlease right here. You can see it's a little bit behind the other two in terms of turning yellow. And there's the Shenandoah. That tree has fruited, as I said, 3 times. Last year, those fruit were just out of this world. And that's NC1. Right in front there. That one hasn't fruited yet, but it has buds galore for next year. Same with this Allegheny. It's too small to fruit yet. I think it might have a couple of buds. The leaves look kind of cool. As I said, it's almost November, so most of the trees in the background, you can see the leaves have already fallen off. The pawpaws are just starting to turn. And that's one of the things about these trees. When they start to fruit, we'd be picking the fruit now if they had fruit on them, or right around Halloween. That's when the Shenandoah was ripe last year. And there's just nothing like when you pick the pawpaw fruit when it's really, really ripe right off the tree. Out of this world. These are 2 seedlings. The one on the left, we got them the same exact day, so that should tell you something. The one on the left is mango seedling. So it's not a grafted tree. It's a seedling of a mango pawpaw. And the one on the right is a Tatu seedling. Now, these trees were moved several times when they were little, but they've been in this spot for a few years now. The mango just grows like a weed. This Tatu grew a lot this year, too. And then I've got over here, this is a place where I just stuck some seeds in the ground a few years ago, and they've just made this little bush. Every year the rabbits chew on it all winter, and then it grows back. So it's a little pawpaw bush, essentially, in the ground. There's a leaf from one of the trees. Cool thing, it's neat when you have a lot of pawpaw trees and we fenced in our yard, and so the leaves kind of stay in our yard, but when you go to rake your leaves and it's just piles of pawpaw leaves, it's kind of cool. If you're around here, you're used to like maple leaves and stuff like that. Well, we have piles of pawpaw leaves in the yard, which is pretty neat. So I'm just going to walk over to the sunflower here. You can see it in the distance just to kind of show you the distance. One of the things, so we planted the tree that I'm walking toward, the sunflower pawpaw, as I mentioned, 2017. It was our first one. It was the only one we had for a couple of years, and I wish I had put another one next to it just for pollination, be a little bit easier. I've been hand pollinating them. Last year was the first time the sunflower had fruit. That would be 2022, and it had, I think I mentioned maybe 50 to 75 fruit on there, but they didn't get ripe because we had a really cold autumn, and it just didn't ripen a lot of the fruit. It ripened some of them, and they were amazing, but a lot of them were just rock hard, and they never got ripe. But it's a beautiful tree. Just wish it had a little companion next to it, but it has apple trees next to it. Doesn't help a whole lot for fruit. If you're thinking of buying some pawpaw trees, now is the time. No matter what fruit tree it is, if you're thinking of ordering apple trees, pear trees, peach trees, pawpaw trees, but especially pawpaws because they've kind of become a thing now, which is kind of neat to see, but also makes everything harder to get and a little bit more expensive too. But you want to order them as soon as possible for your spring shipping, because even though you're not going to actually have the tree in hand until April or March, depending on where you are, you want to get it now, and that's true for almost anything, because there's just so much more demand for fruit trees, for home orchards, and so if you wait until the spring, you'll find a lot of things are sold out that you really want, and then you have to wait a whole nother year. So it's December now as I'm voicing this over. It's a perfect time, if you have a little bit extra time over the holidays, go on the websites, look at Stark Brothers, look at Edible Landscaping is a good one. One Green World is another good one. There are many, many places. You can go to Pawpaw Fanatics on Facebook and you'll get all kinds of sources for pawpaw trees. But now's the time to get your order in. Get your fruit trees ordered now so that you'll have them reserved. They'll be yours, and then in the spring they'll be on their way and you can get them planted. Actually, interestingly enough, I planted most of these 4 trees in the fall because I purchased them from nurseries that were at a festival, and so they were potted up and I just put them in the fall. They did just fine, but most things are going to get shipped in the spring, and that's the typical way. But thank you for watching. Hopefully, if you're into pawpaws, you've got your either pawpaws in the ground or in the mail, and I hope to see you again soon.